Are you a for sale by owner who's been contacted by a real estate agent saying they have a buyer for your property and you're not quite sure what to do? Well, stick around. I'm going to give you 6 tips from a real estate broker on things that you should consider before making a decision. I'm Courtney Kohler, and I am a real estate broker here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, this is one way that agents like to break the ice with FSBOs. They call and they say that they have a buyer for the property, but oftentimes they don't actually have a buyer. Sometimes, though, you may hear from an agent who truly does have a buyer for your property, who truly wants to see it. So you need to make a decision if you want to work with this agent and buyer or not. It's totally your call, but here are some things that you should consider before making that decision. If you want the buyer to see your house, you can't say, but I'm not going to pay a commission. The buyer's agent just isn't going to bring their buyer over. It doesn't work that way. You will most likely need to agree to pay the buyer's agent a commission. Now, that amount is entirely negotiable, but be sensitive to what they could expect if they sold their clients a house from the listed market. You're going to want to be competitive with those rates. So you could say no and hope that the buyer comes to you directly, but most buyers are incredibly uncomfortable buying a home without the help of their agent. And some are just plain loyal and they won't even see your house if their agent can't be present. So keep that in mind. By telling them no, you may lose the buyer entirely. If you agree to a showing, you need to first have a conversation and agree with the buyer's agent about their compensation and what and won't be handled during the process before they show the house. The agent should put that in writing for you, and if they don't, you need to demand that it is in writing. Think about whether it is best to work with this buyer or wait until an unrepresented buyer comes along. Is it worth the amount that you need to pay to commission to get this good buyer under contract right now, or do you want to spend some time and wait for an unrepresented buyer to come along? So if you've chosen to work with this buyer, the next step is to really be cautious because you're now dealing with a professional on the other end of the transaction. That means they represent the buyer. So do you have the skills and the knowledge to represent yourself? If you don't, consider hiring an agent to assist you in protecting yourself during the transaction. If you are willing to pay a buyer's agent, you may want to consider if it would make better sense to hire an agent that represents you and put it out on the listed market, opening it up to all of the buyers who are working with agents right now. Being on the open market, especially in this market, will bring you more than one qualified buyer, and you could get multiple offers and actually sell well above your listing price. So those are 6 things that you should consider. There's absolutely no right or wrong answer for what is best for you. Each situation is different, but you should consider these things before you agree to anything. And click below for my free guide that I've packed with a lot of helpful information on how to sell your house on your own. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I'll do my best to help you.